What if I told you there's an AI tool that almost 20% of US doctors are using every single day, and probably you've never heard of it? While everyone's talking about ChatGPT and Claude, there's a specialized AI tool that is quietly revolutionizing medical information for doctors. Today we're diving into open evidence. Hi everyone, I'm Matt. I'm a practicing GP, currently working in Cape Town, South Africa. I've seen firsthand how it can be overwhelming to stay current with medical literature. So today I want to share with you why I think open evidence is the most important AI tool for doctors today. Here's the challenge that every doctor is facing. Medical information is exploding at an unprecedented rate. We're talking about nearly 2 to 4 medical journals being published every minute. To put this into perspective, by the time you've finished seeing your patient and you're moving on to the next one, there's a new journal article, multiple journal articles that have been published, and possibly your management is already outdated. This obviously wasn't always the case. Doctors in the 1950s would finish medical school and the half-life for their medical knowledge would probably be about 50 years or so. That would get them through most of their career. Today, that half-life is down to about 2 to 3 years. Think about that for a second. By the time you finish medical school, in 2 to 3 years, your medical knowledge will already be outdated. Obviously, this is only applies to newer treatments and management. Things like anatomy, physiology generally stay the same. So this is where open evidence comes in, created by Daniel Nadler. Recognizing the massive gap in medical AI, instead of waiting for regulatory bodies to get their things together, he released the application completely for free. It spread mainly through word of mouth through the medical community from doctor to doctor. So what makes open evidence different? Why, as a doctor, can I not just use ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini just to give me the correct answers for a medical question? The reason is because when you ask ChatGPT a question, it searches the entire internet for its best answer. So this means that your answer does come from medical bodies and doctors, but it also comes from influencers and journal bloggers throughout the internet. Open evidence, on the other hand, doesn't access the open public internet. It gets all of its information through peer-reviewed medical literature. It has also partnered with prestigious journals such as the New England Journal of Medicine and JAMA to ensure that the medical information and sources are correct. This partnership benefits everyone. Journals get increased traffic to their articles when they're referenced, and doctors get reliable information without the risk of AI hallucinations. So when you ask open evidence a question, you're not getting your information from a travel blogger or fitness guru. You're getting answers backed by peer-reviewed literature. So let me show you the difference with a real example. I'll ask ChatGPT and open evidence the same complex question. That being said, ChatGPT isn't necessarily wrong all the time. Just getting your information from open evidence is that much more reliable as it is all referenced. Okay, so this is open evidence. Similarly to ChatGPT, you have your question box here. It also gives you some more capabilities where you can say prepare for exams, drug dosing. There's a whole bunch here. You can ask some tough questions or check guidelines, etc. I think what I'm going to do to sort of compare the capabilities of it is I'll try get it to give us an answer for a tough question. For instance, we can go down here and ask a tough question. We'll go with this one. How do you balance the risks and benefits of anticoagulation in an elderly patient with atrial fibrillation, recurrent falls, and a recent GI bleed? So we'll do that one, and then what we'll also do is we'll ask chat the same question and see what kind of answer we get. So there you go, it's already giving us our answer, and the first thing you'll notice is that open evidence gives you references on all the information that it gives you, and then gives you the references down here that you can go to and link link into them. So it's much more nuanced, and you get a lot of evidence behind your answer. Well, Chat, I must admit, doesn't do a bad job of actually giving you an answer, and probably the practical decision guide down here is pretty similar to what open evidence would suggest. The difference is that you don't know where any of this information is coming from, and therefore you're not too sure how reliable it is. But you do just get, as I say, this isn't necessarily wrong, but you definitely get a much more nuanced answer in open evidence, and then you can also check all your sources from it. I'm just going to do a repeat one just to give you another example. In this case, we're going to do drug interactions, and I will show you Chat's answer as well. I'm just letting it load up there. And once again, the defining feature of this is your references. And there's a good answer. And actually, in this example, once again, while Chat does a decent job, actually its answer here is quite different. And I actually did this exact same question earlier, and Chat gave me a completely different answer. Well, similar, but it didn't divide it like this, so it was definitely different to my previous answer, while the answer from open evidence is essentially the same with all your references. So I think this is much more reliable. And as mentioned earlier, the best part about this is it's completely free. You simply sign up with your medical credentials, and essentially the website gets most of its funding through advertising off of the webpage. The other amazing thing is it's still evolving. Open evidence is still really new, and if 20% of all doctors are already using it in the US through word of mouth alone, imagine when that expands. It can only get better. If you're a healthcare provider, please let me know how you're using open evidence in your practice today. Drop a comment below sharing your experience so we can all learn from one another. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe below if you want to learn about more medical insights and technology. What medical AI topic would you like me to cover next? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in another new video.